And welcome to the Plastic Crap Podcast, Season 2, Episode 1.
Jesus Christ.
What can you say? I just, salute you. That's all I can say for that one, Ken. Well done.
Yeah.
That was epic.
Well done.
I hope people enjoyed that intro. It did take me a while to do. But yes, good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's nice and well. Let's see if there's any comments coming through yet. Haven't seen any yet. How is everybody in this new year?
There's nobody watching. It's all fine.
Yeah. No, well, we've got 19 people apparently. I've got it going on Twitch on Twitch as well. But yes, I hope everyone's all right and everyone can hear. There they come. Nice intro, evening, gentlemen. It just takes a while then, by the looks of it, for it to catch up. So happy days. So yeah, what does everyone think of the new look? It's a little bit different. Sponsored by measuresminis.co.uk. Be sure to check him out. He's got some sweet Avonpost stuff on there, which I've got some Frenchies in front of me, which I can't put down because they're actually making me fall in love with cavalry, Martin, believe it or not.
You say that now, but it won't last.
Right, so listen, before we get too far into this, we should point out one very important thing. Steve, say hello.
Hello.
Hey!
You can hear Steve. He's back. He's back and he's back with passion.
After months of technical problems, I appear to be working again.
Yes, he appears to be working. He's not in sync, but he's working.
You can't have everything, Ken. You can't have everything.
We can't have it all, but he's working. But yeah, no, fantastic. So we're all here, all had a good new year. And this week is my turn at hosting. So this week, tonight's subject, we're going to be obviously talking about Napoleonics because massively into my Napoleonics at the moment.
And that's the only thing Ken talks about, frankly.
It's not just
what we want to talk about, but you know.
Yeah, we said we don't want to talk about Napoleonics, but he said that's all I'm interested in.
It's not just going to be about French. It's going to be about Austrians as well. So we're going to get some Austrians in there in the go.
Which, actually, just think of that, Martin. Was that his other project? I forget now.
No, that was the American Civil War 6 mil, Confederate and Union. Then there was the American ones that he was going to do. There was the 100-Year War stuff, which is finished. What
about the brown envelopes?
That's true. Yeah, what happened with the brown envelopes?
Yes.
Yeah,
you bastard.
I don't know which one that's directed at. Who's...
So yeah, it's all right because I can mute them at any time, so it's all good. But but let's start off then. We'll start off with just what we've done this month, the last month, like since we've been offline. What have we been doing? So do you want to kick it off, Dom? What you've been doing? I've got some pickies to show off some of your stuff you spent earlier on in the group. So,
oh my goodness, what have
I got some cannons on there. You can probably see them.
Yeah, these are actually the very latest thing I've just finished. I was just saying to Steve while you were having a few technical difficulties there. I do not know what has gone on with me the last. Well, how many days are we into the month? 11 days.
You're sniffing the crap.
I just totted that right. I have painted 126 figures, 5 guns, and 2 boats in 11 days.
That's crazy.
I don't know how it's happened, but I have. But those are just these were new line guns that I bought in their 25% off. They're a little bit small, but I just thought they looked really cool.
Yeah, they're smart, mate. No, they're smart.
Really
I've got some. I think Cleveberg are yours as well up here.
Yeah, that's again really nice figures. The 5 around the outside are warlord figures. And they're combat pioneers or sappers or something they call them. And I just because within I was doing this division of troops for the Clevebergs, and they have a pioneer company. There. I just did it for completeness. So
I've got those. They're really, really nice figures. They really animate. I really like the guy at the back with the axe.
Yeah, it's a nice,
best
nice
figures
pose,
I've
isn't it?
seen from Warlords actually, and you can set them up with muskets. So that instead of the axe, he's got a musket overhead. It'd be really good as a sort of diorama assault party kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
That's what I
sort of thing you could stick on Steve definitely would. He would stick it on a base, wouldn't he? 100% do a diorama base for it, like a kernel.
I got little 20 by 20 bases. Steve's would be about 200 by 200.
Oh, absolutely.
With half of a horizontal on there or something. But,
No, exactly. So that's what you've been up to, Dom. What about yourself, man? I've got the pictures you sent in. So we'll start off with.
We'll start off with my small cannon for my Wars of the Roses project. So that was one of my Christmas presents, and then it was painted up about a week later. So yeah, that's my Yorkist Neville Bombard cannon, which I fell in love with. It's an amazing kit, but that's the biggest base I've ever painted. So that's 180 mil by 60. 180 by 60, that base.
I definitely approve of that.
That was an absolute joy to paint, that one. I love that. That was wicked. So, and that, because I'm onto a cannon thing, although not as big as Dom, that's my English Civil War Saker cannon that I've done. So, and that was weird because that's the it comes with those Warlord resin bases. So I was
that's the one you showed off, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
that's
the one you showed off, wasn't it?
Yeah. It comes with the Gabians as well, but they got in the way of the gun for the photo, so I just away.
Oh dear! And then you got, what else did you do? You got some.
I finished some partisans last night. So they're the first World War II things I've painted in about 2.5, 3 years. But I got that pack for Christmas as well. My mate got it, who I've been playing Operation Squad with, and basically that is an entire army. So, and that's just
that's cool, man.
The Warlord pack. So, but yeah, they were really good fun to paint. Although, as you know, in the group, I had to message you all to say,
the German.
He's the German, not German. The one hiding, the one hiding off on the right hand side. Yeah, the German, not German. But no, they were good fun to paint. So yeah, they were a good laugh.
You got cheeky Bren gun there as well, which is really cool. See, nice to see Allied and German weapons in squad, so that's quite nice. I like the
but no, I think so. I've managed, if you include cannon crew, I've done 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25 if you include what I'm doing at the minute. So
very nice, very nice. Okay. So that's what you've been up to, mate. And Steve, we've got some of your artwork here, mate. So do you want to talk through this?
New year, new project, Polish Airborne Brigade from Market Garden. A bit niche.
They look bloody awesome, mate. Not going to lie. They do look good, don't they?
As always,
lovely figures to work on. Really lovely. Bit of kit bash, a bit of converted. I've only painted 4. Dom's put me to shame with his... I don't even have the words for it, but these were 4 test figures, and I'm working on the rest of the section tonight. But yeah, really lovely figures.
Yeah, you got those ones there in you as well. You got the guy with the binocs, and just looks so good, don't they? And you got like 4 over the top there. The bases on there, Steve. We'll give you the idea for bases. That you cork base again, or
yeah, well, that's just cork, grit, static grass, and clump foliage. In fact, those bases took about 15 minutes to make.
The flesh looks so good on them as well, doesn't it?
I'm very disappointed though, Steve. No couscous.
Oh God, no. I think you've cornered the market on that one, Dom.
Dom, it's not just any couscous. What couscous is it?
It's Imogen's prize gluten-free.
I bet she loves you for that.
You know what? Martin threatened to email her and tell her that because I said she's murdered.
Well, I'm assuming she's not watching the Plastic Crap. I'm assuming she doesn't sit there on a Monday night watching the Plastic Crap podcast.
No.
20-year-old girl, even in the shutdown, I think she's got better things to do than to listen to our crap.
Exactly. Well, for myself, I'll tell you what I've been doing. It's obvious what I've been doing. I've been doing more French, haven't I? Blatantly. And I managed today to start on these... Avonpost French miniatures, these cavalry. Oh my days! I've never seen a more detailed miniature in my life. It's so nice. It's resin, and I got them from Meza, and they just fit together so well. I was just so surprised because they just come in like these little bags like this. You should know about these bags, Martin. got your Colombian special in them. Yeah, there you go. He's got some there. And they just slot together perfectly. So they've got little bits, grooves cut out where you put everything. I didn't get any instructions. I don't know if Avonpost even send instructions with them because they don't really need it. You just work it out. It's a bit of basic knowledge where stuff goes. But I'll tell you what, they are some beautiful looking minis. And I'll tell you what I am going to do is this week, hopefully now my YouTube account's unlocked again, I'm going to do a little comparison between size-wise between Warlord Perrys and these Avonpost, just to show you what they're like and if you can mix manufacturers. So that's what's coming up with me. Ken,
how hard are those resin? Are they
hard?
They are
yes.
pretty.
Yeah. It's not flexible.
Good.
No, it's not flexible the slightest. It's proper solid resin. But
They do look sweet figures. They really do. I have to say.
Yeah.
I wish they did something other than bloody French. Though.
Well, I mean, we're probably going to talk about Mezra a bit later, but I know he's got a product that both me and Ken really like, which is made of brass. So
yes, it is made of brass. Yes, it is 100%. I need to, Martin. I'll tell you what you could do. You could get a photo and add it on there quickly.
Yeah, right. Hang on.
Yeah, add it on there, and then I can add it later. But I'm going to go through everybody and say hello. So, enemy in sight. Hello, guys. Right, the new little function here. So there we go.
Ooh.
We've got hamster painting. Wargaming Vault C. Right, mate. Lionheart, you all right, buddy? Graham Fennell's here. Culloden Painting's here.
Hello, mate.
The evil Jim Reaper's here. Wargames hobby. Carl Merritt's here.
Hey.
Hamster on the painting table. Oh, I've not seen you before, bud. You all right? Lionheart again, and then we got who else we got here? Gran Pedro. Did I say it right, Martin? Galafrigo. That's it. Miller's here. Order 6 is here. Bill Roy's here. Dom's here.
Got to keep up the numbers somehow, mate.
Matthew Hogg's here. So yeah, guys, get talking in, and Leslie's here as well. Where's Leslie's comment? I've just seen it. Unless he's deleted it. What'd you do with it, Leslie? Oh, there it is. And Leslie's here as well. Evening, Leslie.
Hello, mate.
And Tony Tiger's here as well. It's lovely to see you all guys again. I think we've got Miller's put here. I followed you with the idea of the couscous, Steve, and used it to base a small gaming board. Just a tip. Don't pour a Waru PVA all over it. It smells like a Oh dear. Oh dear. Dear. That's brilliant. That is a very good one. But like I say, yeah. Like I say, gentlemen,
it's just like Wargaming meets MasterChef.
Oh, it's beer o'clock today.
Brilliant. Hang on, before we go, is hamster on the table? Did somebody put up a Instagram post? Was that you, Hamster, that literally had a hamster on the table?
He's been here before. He's changed his name again, but basically Hamster. So he's changed his name.
I bet that's what it was then. I saw this really nice figures, and there was a hamster, right? And like it was attacking them. That was really cool. Made me laugh.
Oh dear. So to start with, then we're gonna start with like 1809. So when the Austrians decided to do their revamp with their military, where they did quite a few, didn't they, throughout the whole of the Napoleonic Wars. But the reason I chose 1809 to talk about with the Austrians was because that's when they went from their helmets, because quite cool helmets, because that's what's attracted me to Austrians, and they went to Shakos, like I think it was the Germans first, wasn't it? They got the Shakos, Martin. Is that right?
Are you asking me? Yeah. Sure.
You said the other week.
He doesn't know the answer either. Just say yes.
Yeah, just say yes. Just say yes. Yes.
I'm looking for this picture. Ask Tom. Actually, ask Steve. Yeah.
Yeah. Steve will know.
My grasp on Napoleonic history. I could make a load of stuff up and make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. I just don't think that's the way to go, though. No, I've literally got no idea.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And I also like the idea of having like bigger units, but it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like I've got. Let me see if I can find the tab here. Yeah, there we go. So if I share this tab, so Victrix. So you guys might be able to see it now. Can you see it? Because this is the first time I've used this function. Yeah. So Victrix. Yeah, Victrix do a few. Is it just coming up in my square or the whole thing?
No, it's coming across
the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's quite small. 2 secs. Let me just see if I can remember how to do that. Control +++. Is that better?
That's better.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Victrix, they do quite a few sets, and I was looking at these because I was thinking, who do I go with if I'm going to start this Austrian army? And I want to do it around 1809, just because I can then use these really cool helmets, and I can also use Shakos as well. So it gives me a bit of variety.
Look cool.
Yeah, they will look cool. Yeah, exactly. And then you got the Landwehr as well, and you can make those into the border guards as well, can't you? So I was thinking Victrix for a lot of it, but then I wanted to know anyone else's opinion in the chat if they knew of any other companies really that did Austrians. I know Perry's do a box, but apart from that, I don't think Warlord do their own Austrians, do they? So I didn't know if there was anyone else out there that knew who did plastic Austrians, or you could get conversions, or metal even if you can get them in battalions. So yeah, I was just interested because I was looking at some of these guys with the helmets. Let me just go across here.
Yeah, Culloden's got a view, I think. He's saying about it.
Yeah.
I think from what I understand, I don't think anybody else does plastics. I think those are the ones you talked about for Austrians. I mean, you can go to First Corps and other people who do metals, and they're not too bad price.
Yeah. So what we got here? So we've got Culloden's put Hungarians got the Shakos first. Most German units were still in their helmets until 1809, as far as I'm aware. Oh, thank you, Culloden. That's really helpful, buddy. What's Leslie put here? Leslie's put, Ken, you've got the Victrix page in front. Yeah, I know, mate. Wait for the Bavarians to come out, Ken. Ah, okay.
Yeah, that set looks. That's Victrix.
Victrix are doing Bavarians, are they?
Yeah, and it comes with a mounted colonel with the infantry.
Really nice.
Okay, that's interesting to know because I didn't know that. When are they actually due? They due this year, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they put up a like an update the other day, which sort of set, but I don't think they got a firm release date. I think maybe they said. I vaguely remember saying second. What's that?
Hey, he wants to thank you for doing.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that the other day. Yeah, I remember that comment. Yeah, I remember that the other day, Michael. He just said, "I want to strangle you." I was like, "Okay, great."
I thought that was a message from Hayley there, Martin.
Probably is. She does want to kill you. No, you're welcome. It's English Civil War is on my desk at the minute, along with look, Napoleonic cavalry. See, I'm keeping to my pledge. 1 unit a month.
They're Chasseur Cheval, they are.
I know. I know they're going to be Italian.
I've just been, Oh, you snidey git. So am I. I'm doing the first. I'm doing the first second.
I'm doing the third. The elite squadron from the 3rd Regiment.
Oh, I was literally gonna be doing the first squadron for all of them. For 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. That's how I was gonna go.
I got fed up of painting green and red, and these ones are green and orange. That was mine.
Yeah, they're not too. Yeah. They're different, but House on the painting table said front rank do metal. He thinks so. I might have to go and check them out then. Does anyone know if Elite Miniatures do them? Because
yeah, they do.
Oh, they do them as well. Because that was another subject we'll touch on a bit later. Because I was going to talk about some of the stuff from Elite Miniatures. Not have a go.
Also, Ken, they've got a sale on at the moment. I think.
No. Dom, you see that bloody pile behind there? That's rather stacked at the minute, mate. But,
that's pathetic, Ken. You should see my stack.
I've seen your stack, mate.
That just sounds so weird. Like
I was going to say, I'm going to branded a yellow card for this line of chat at the moment. That's just done called for.
I know, in the first video.
Leslie said, "Hat do some plastics." Okay.
Yeah, but they're 176 or whatever it is. They're 20 mil.
Oh, they're 20 mil. Ah, right. Okay. Handy to know if they're 20 mil stuff. I feel like Martin needs to do a tannoy announcement. Someone's put here. Carl's put that. Yeah, we're trying to sort his audio out. He'll get there. We'll get there.
Don't. It was all fine until Ken logged on, and then it all went up the spout.
Sorry, lads. Sorry.
I'd just like to point out again, this week it wasn't Steve and it wasn't me that had the audio problems. Hey!
No.
First time in a long time.
And
we're gonna sort it out.
Jim Reaper's put this down. He's put the Naps arms race between Ken and Martin. Laugh out loud. Oh dear! I've done 3 battalions so far. I've done a battalion of Italians and two French battalions this week. Last week. So trying to get the three squadrons of cavalry done. 3 troops, sorry, not 3 squadrons. Jesus, that'd be a lot. And maybe another couple of battalions before the end of the week, which would be nice. Nick Games has put 7th Son for next Monday's stream. Try and fix it for a better mic for your sound. He will, Nick. Don't worry, he will.
I got a better mic. It's just that when Ken logs on, it stops working. We don't know why.
Yeah. I have to work it out. We'll sort it. It'll be fine. But Steve's got a new mic today as well, which is nice.
Yes. Is it working okay then?
Yeah, it's good, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're in sync again. You come into sync every now and then. It's quite crazy.
Is there some kind of matrix thing going on?
There you go. We actually saw Steve talk normally. So, Lionart's put here, has anyone seen new Napoleonic rules from Osprey coming out? No, I haven't. Have any of you guys seen that?
No. It's new to me. They did those, was it called Chosen Men? There's a set of rules they did, which was skirmish Napoleonics, I think. But I didn't know anything. They've been out ages, so I played them once, I think. I don't know of any new ones, no.
No. No, you have to let us know what they're called, Lionart. And then, what's he put? My stack's bigger than yours. Oh, dear.
We've set the tone already.
Oh, yes, we've set the tone. Modeling for Advantage Guys is here. Even lads could all squeeze into one stream now. Yeah, we've streamed into one stream. We've streamlined the stream. We're doing what everyone else is doing. We're streamlined. Hoping it's better anyway. So easier for everyone, and everyone gets to interact with everybody as well, which is nice. So yeah, Steve's got a new internet provider as well. No. It's because it's cloud based. That's why we're actually browser based on this streaming software. So it hasn't got to put any strain on Steve's laptop. So
I really hate horses. So stupid.
My laptop's coin operated. That's how old it is.
Oh my God. So Wargames Hobby has said, which is a fair point, and which I'm waiting for as well. Waiting for Musket and Tomahawks Napoleonic, of course, due this year. Oh yeah. And I forgot about this.
It was going to be before Christmas, but obviously it didn't. I'm
probably got a horrible COVID to blame for that. But yeah. So the Austrians then, I'm going to be pretty stuck because Victrix do obviously a good range, but the Perrys also do some metals as well, don't they? So I could always go with some Perry metals just for ease of access. But I'll have to check out some of the others because
there are loads of companies that do metals for them. There are a lot. So.
Oh, that's all right then. I don't know about you guys, but it kind of brings off on a tangent with this. It's like some people like, for example, like myself here, I've got Warlords, I've got Perry's, I've got Avonpost now, all for my cavalry, like different companies. At the minute, I've kept them all Warlords, Perry's, Avonpost separately. But I think down the road, I think I might start mixing and matching. What do you guys think of all that? Do you like doing that, or do you like keeping them to how they come out of the box together, or do you mind mixing cavalry, or is it something you don't want to do? Or
Dom, you go first.
Yeah, go on, Dom.
For me, I don't care, to be honest. If they're reasonably compatible scale wise, I actually don't mind having a bit of variety, because I think everything, people are different scale, so a little bit of difference is good. It really, for me, it's just as simple as, what have I actually just got on the painting table ready to go? So at the moment, I'm painting up my final battalion of Cleveberg, and they're a mixture of warlords and Perrys, and I think there might be a couple of Vitrix in there. And just so happened, that's just how they all came together.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the other regiments I've done are just been pure Perry, because I just happen to have made up a box of the Perrys. So it really depends like that. But those Normans, I don't know if you saw the video I put up this week.
Yes, mate, I did, yeah.
So they're largely those plastic Conquest Games ones, but a couple of Gripping Beast in there to make up the numbers. So it doesn't bother me particularly.
It's never really bothered you with it.
Reasonably well. So yeah, I'm not precious about it, I have to say.
No. What about yourself, Martin?
I don't really mind mixing things at all. One of my battalions has Perry, Warlord, front rank, and a couple of Foundry things in it. Just because I was making up the numbers. Doesn't bother me. That command base I've made you's got 3 different manufacturers on it. So
right, okay.
Actually, has it got 3? It's definitely got 2. It's got Foundry and Perry. I think actually it's just Foundry and Perry. No, it doesn't. Obviously, if something is vastly different, like if there's details.
I was going to say like a minifig and stuff like that, because they're a bit smaller, aren't they? They're about, I think they're like true 25s, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think it comes down for me to the level of detail on them, because if you had say a very, very detailed set of 4 cavalry, and then you chuck in a lance, I don't know, say it was lancers, and you chuck in another lancer, it doesn't have the same level of detail. Depends how you do it, because you could just put them towards the back, and
yeah, that's what I mean.
In the old days, when you took casualties off in your games, you always made sure they were the ones that got removed first anyway. So
yeah. Yeah, because I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, because I'm not kidding you, and you'll see them anyway, guys, when I bring them to play. But these avant-post cavalry, my God, they are so detailed and they are so crisp. I need to seriously. I'm even debating whether to contrast paint these at all and just go traditional painting. Do you know when something's really nice and you just want to really take your time with it?
Yeah. Are you going to be really precious about them, Ken? As a question for everybody, like. I don't know about you guys, but when I've got a unit that I've really enjoyed painting and it's a lovely sculpt and everything,
I don't want them to get involved in any action.
You don't want them to die, so you're not going to put. So you kind of, Nancy around at the back. I mean, obviously they're French cavalry, so they'll Nancy around at the back anyway. But you'll just sit around and do it because you don't want them to die.
He's such an ass.
Yeah, or I do the complete opposite and just throw them into combat thinking, yes, this is going to be the game winner. Go on, and then they get slaughtered.
Then they get slaughtered. I basically just need to do the opposite of what Martin does, and I should be okay.
Yeah, not surrounded the back. That's the best thing.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do, like you say. But these are dragoons, so I've got some metals to go with for the dismounted side of them, so...
I'd say genuinely, they do look absolutely stunning figures, and I've looked at those. I looked at Mez's website many a time at those, and sort of it's almost pushed me over to go French.
Bloody hell!
Almost, because they are such lovely models.
I know. I can't wait to have a go at his metal range for him. Seriously, I cannot wait to have a go at the metal range. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Really, really can't wait. But we got some comments here. So the Kaiser's put here, depends on how well they mix. Rarely are 2 legs the same thickness, and I can't read that. Something rifles are the same size. Yeah, there you go. Identical. Yeah. From different sizes from different companies. That's the only thing that can be a bit of a pain sometimes, is especially with the World War II stuff, as Steve will know. Sometimes you get rifles that are really chunky and some are really thin, depending on the manufacturer.
Yeah. This is why I was going to say, from a bolt action perspective, and an unashamed Warlord fan, but 98.73% of my figures are just all Warlord plastics. I'm still averse to metal miniatures, but there's not that many plastic range of World War II you can mix with Warlords. I mean, Perrys don't go I mean, you could probably have them in the same section, but you couldn't kit bash between Perry and Warlord. The proportions aren't on. But that's just me and my peculiarities when it comes to plastic miniatures.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Steve, there's not many that I can think of where plastic kits would actually be really easy to convert or, combine. Because they're just not. They're set up with the way the arms are done is different. Some are holding guns, some are not. It'd be really hard to do that.
This is why I just stick to Warlord plastics. Yeah, I know where I am with that. I know the kits are largely interchangeable with a bit of green stuff and some tactical craft knifing. But yeah, that's generally what my approach is. To stick to Warlord.
Well, that's fair enough. I'll tell you what, though, I very much I've got to remember to wash these before I do this, because they have got some salucin agent on them still. My God, the chat moves quickly. So Eva Jim Reapers put Shield Raven. What was that? That's Miller, Evening MC Models and Paints. Go on, buddy. What we got? What else we got? Martin, love paint. He loves you, Martin. Martin, I love painting horses, but I hate painting NAP uniform figures. You guys should team up, swap. Do your horses.
I don't mind painting horses to do with the Wars of the Roses, to do with Middle Earth. I just don't like painting Napoleonic horses because they're stupid. Look at all this. Look at all this shit. Why do you need all this? I know it's fine. Everyone's got their cross to bear. I don't like them. I like the riders. That's fine.
See, I don't like doing the riders. I prefer the horses.
We'll just have a load of well, yours are going to be shot off the horses anyway. So
that's very true.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. But yeah, guys, I'll tell you what. For the Austrians, then that's. But you got to do big units with them, haven't you? You have to field them in black powder and big man units, haven't you?
They deploy as large,
Yeah, so obviously I do 24-man battalion, so it'd be a 36-man battalion, wouldn't it?
Yep.
I'd have to do. Wouldn't be too hard, I don't think.
It'd be 32. I don't know. That's actually, I can't remember on black powder big ones. Are they 32s or 36s? Because it's another 8.
Yeah. No, because I do 12 for small, 24 for standard, and 36 for large.
Okay.
But I think that's just because the old sets came in 36 before Warlords scaled down. But the old Perry, they always used to come in boxes of 36.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah,
go with that. But you've got
do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could do whatever I want with them. I've got 18 Marines of the Guard, so I'd probably get another 6 to make it up to the 24-man. But I was thinking of getting 6 and mixing them in with the Perrys, to be honest with you. Just not too sure, because they were from the Warlord set, so I got them for Christmas. It's really nice. But we got, what's this? To speed up horse painting, I would suggest contrast paints. Oh yes, don't you worry about that.
Yeah, useful. Yeah.
Even high quality, take time to finish the colour that works. Highlight your contrast paints. No. Maybe a cheeky dry brush if I feel like it, but no, definitely. But yeah, mass cavalry, no time. No, exactly. Contrast paints are definitely the way to go when it comes to doing horses in mass, or even just doing horses in general, because they look so good anyway. They do look really nice. They do look very, very nice, to be honest with you. So what we got here? And Line Arts put Absolute Emperor and Napoleon War Game Battles are the new rules from Osprey.
Okay. I've not even heard of those.
No, that sounds very interesting.
What scale are they, Lionheart?
Are
they company? They big battalion, or I presume they're skirmish if they're Osprey.
Or we going core. You never know. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? 6 mil core. Oh my God, they could be like a new range for a Warlord in their 13.5 millimeter scale. Oh dear. He goes, Nick Gaines has asked a question. He's put, how do you guys pin the riders for painting? Any quick and simple way? Blue tack. That's what I do. I put a bit of blue tack down there.
Yeah, please. I got a cork, so I do it.
Yeah.
Depends. Sometimes if they're if you can get round them, I just stick them on the horses and paint from there.
See, do you do that then? I do the opposite. See, I don't. I have to paint them separately.
What I do is, it's very rare that I actually paint cavalry. When I painted those 2 French cavalry last year, I painted the horses completely, and then stuck the riders on, and then primed them by hand in just around the horse, and then painted outwards from there. It took me, 4.5 weeks to paint 2. But it was a lot easier.
4.5 weeks, not that bad, mate.
I have to say, Steve, that's how I do it. I'll mind you, I'll prime them because I use a spray can to prime. So I'll just lay them out on the thing I spray on them on, and then just spray them and then turn them over when they're dry and do the other side. And then, like you say, I'll do the horses almost completely, and then I'll stick the riders on and then paint them from there. That works perfectly well for me. Yeah,
exactly. No, that's a good shout. Especially for horses, But I'm just a bit weird like that. I like to paint them separately. I don't know why. And then even though I cover up all the detail anyway, I'll still paint it. It's really strange, isn't it? Guess I just don't like to miss any of it. It's just one of those things.
That's the thing. I mean, the only time it looks really strange is when the glue gives out and then they pop off, and then you realise all the underside is unpainted. But
yeah.
I have too many figures to paint.
No. I'll tell you what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to work out where I'm going wrong here. I've got one of these rifles or a musket that's, I'm sure it goes on one of the. Yeah, that's it. It goes on somewhere, but I'm not sure if this is part of the actual miniature or if it's just a bit leftover chunk of resin. So it could be a leftover bit of chunk of resin, but it looks like it's part of it because it's shaped. I hate it when it does that. That's the only thing. Is obviously you don't know what they all look like. I'll probably work it out and then be like, oh yeah, I'm just being an idiot. But no, they are very nice, these things. But okay, so that's the Austrians spoke about. So now let's move on to the beautiful things, which are the French, of course. Vive l'Empire! Saying that in my King Henry V hoodie. I seem to be the only one rocking it. Like you have to, because you're the host.
Is that the rule, is it?
Yeah, that's the rule, I think. I think that should be the rule. But I'm just going to share my screen again, and I'm going to take us to...
Make sure you got those other windows closed. There we go.
Yeah. Elite Miniatures, okay? Sorry, it's a little bit wide just because... let's go like that. That might be a bit better.
Can you see, viewers, Ken's been experimenting with this software and he loves just playing with all the bits and bobs.
Well, the reason I took it here is because Young Guard, okay, and Old Guard, which Martin has got a soft spot for.
Know what you're on about.
No, I have no idea, mate. No. So Elite Miniatures, I would have ordered these ages ago, right? But do you know what's put me off? And I'll tell you, and I don't know if it's put anyone else off, but it has put me off, is how you have to order them. Yeah. So you have to do an ordering form, which I think is really weird nowadays.
Very old school.
Yeah, it's very old school. But I just want to click it and then order. I don't want to do all that ordering lark and all that. It's put me off it.
You know what? Yeah, no, he's very responsive. I ordered some before Christmas.
Is he all right? Is he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cool then. I might do that then, because I was looking at some of these Young Guard down the bottom here. Mm-hmm. You got the Voltigeur battalions here, but then the 1812 to 1815, like in the marching post. But then you've got like the flank grenadiers and the chasseur battalions down there charging, which I think look really cool. And they're in 32 figures, so you get the mounted officer. I gather that's enough to do a 36 like distance, but someone going off.
My phone going.
Oh dear. Someone phoning you saying, "Get out, Dom, get out." But to be fair, the prices aren't that bad. So that price there is Z1. That's for 24 figures. So you just got the fire and loading. So you just got the line. So you don't get the command section, I guess. but price code A.
Bollocks.
So apart from bollocks as well. So if
sorry, that was cavalry related swearing. Sorry.
There goes our child-friendly rating.
Yeah, there goes our child-friendly rating. So price code A for 36 figures is 37 quid. So that's £1 and like 5p a figure, which is a great price, really. And then if you just wanted the 24 is Z1, which is 27.40. So I was looking at the prices and I just thought, they are nice.
And nice figures as well.
Yeah, they do look it, mate. I'm not going to lie, they do look it. And you are right, they have got a Christmas 2020 offer on at the minute as well, which is really even more annoying. Are they from America? Are they UK?
No, they're Britain somewhere. I think up in are they York or somewhere like that? Somewhere up the north somewhere.
Okay. Oh, it's postage charge here. They're just saying for our American friends here that it's saying US government's put the postal charge up. But I tell you what, I've ordered this book as well. Well, I've got it here with me. Creating a Napoleonic Wargames Army 1809 to 1815. That's it. It's like my first Napoleonic book I've got. And I tell you what, for a new player, that is really helpful. Definitely recommend that for somebody. But yeah, so that was that.
Okay, there's my Swedish army waiting to go out. That's the elite miniatures.
Oh my god, is it?
Oh,
Jesus, that looks good, man. That looks so good.
And I like the fact they come in a proper box. That's a battalion.
It's a battalion in a box. Oh, that's even better.
There's two figures in there. Look at that. Already. Oh, and look, they're all nicely set up. You can see that.
That does look good, mate.
There you go. It's worth it just for that, I think.
just for the storage. Yeah, no, that's nice. That is nice.
There you go.
That is very nice.
You can see that. Probably can't see it, but there you go.
Yeah.
That's bigger. They're nice. I do like elites. They're very good if you're doing the big battalions, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So Leslie's put here, Osprey rules the end of May 2021, he reckons. So scale player armies are composed of multiple courts, with command being control, the utmost importance. All influenced by Elan of, I think he's put general of your choice. Elan of your general. Okay.
Okay.
Is that another rule?
Are they going to be like Rebels and Patriots? Basically, a Napoleonic version of that, Leslie. So I'm intrigued. Hope not, because I don't like them.
You don't like Rebels and Patriots. Tom's like, nah, not a keen fan.
Not a fan of them.
No, fair enough.
My mate Alec from Farnborough, he from the club there, he loves them. Absolutely loves them. He's always trying to get me to play them, but I don't like rule sets where it literally everything's when basically the way it works with their rules is that and they seem to be similar across all the rule systems they do. Once you fail one order, that's it for the whole army.
Just one.
So So unlike Black Powder, where you fail the divisional commander or what have you, but at least you got the rest. For Rebels and Patriots and some of their other systems, literally everything, it's all or nothing. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't like it.
I don't like it. No like it.
Dom's not a fan of it, sadly.
No, I noticed that. I've explained that, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough, mate. I've got to admit, I'm the same. It's like mine does a house rule of even though it doesn't matter if you've moved whatever you've moved in Black Powder, they still get to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's in the main rule book. It's just one of the supplements that has that. It's the ACW supplement that has that rule in it.
Okay. I didn't know that. I thought that was one of your home rules.
Well, no, I had to because I watched Dom's game because I had to ask you about it, didn't I? Because I was like, what am I missing? I was like, I've got 3 of the Black Powder supplements, but all of the supplements I bought, it wasn't in any of those. So I thought I'd been playing it, or like not because I was playing it wrong, and I think actually it can be quite sensible. But I just couldn't find this rule anywhere. I was leafing through the book. I even went on that Facebook group you hate and asked. and then ducked for cover. But it's I think it can be a good rule, certainly for the ACW.
We play it at Farnborough as a house rule for every period of Black Powder, because it just what we hated with Black Powder was those games where you get 3 moves, and the whole brigade rushes forward across the table, and then just opens fire and blows away the opponent. And that was just like, that just seems wrong. So we've always had this house rule now that if you move more than once, you can't fire. Just to sort of give that a chance of nothing like that happening. And I think I prefer it that way, but it's each their own, isn't it?
Yeah, each their own.
Yeah.
Can I just answer Nick's question there about my cavalry? It wasn't actually 4.5 weeks, mate. I was just being hyperbolic. It was actually 2 days to paint two cavalry. And to be fair, they're the only Napoleonic cavalry I've ever painted, and I enjoyed them. I just spent far too long on them than I normally would.
You enjoyed them?
I enjoyed painting them, yeah.
How many more Napoleonic cavalry you ever painted, Steve?
Steve, can I interest you in a box of Polish light lances that I haven't even taken out of cellophane?
No, I'm not. I don't think I'll be. I don't think any Napoleonics will be troubling my desk this year.
I'll add some Union Brigade to it.
Come on.
How about another one? And how about some chasseurs?
Oh yeah, I've got 3 boxes of heavy cavalry here. What is it? Yeah, French. Yeah, French Napoleonic heavy cavalry and a box of chasseurs as well, plus the 3 on my table, plus another set of lancers to do. So
I think this show's turned into Jim will fix it or swap it or whatever it is. Well, not Jim will fix it. What's the other thing? Was I can't remember that. No,
not Jim will fix it.
No, that's completely politically incorrect. We shouldn't have that one, should we? What was it? Swap shot. That was the one. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
We're definitely not child friendly anymore.
So is it true? It's good job I'm innocent and I have no idea what this is about. Hang on, I've just worked it out. Jesus Christ, Tom. Fucking hell, man. That's our first night streaming on Twitch, and that's it. It's gone now.
Right. Shut down now. Shut down. Bloody hell.
Imaginary conflicts is put. Sorry, I'm late, lads. Loving the upgrade.
You missed nothing, mate. You missed nothing.
No, nothing at all. Oh dear, that book is written by the owners of Elite Miniatures. Oh, okay, sweet. Happy days. Well, if I like that book so much, I like their models. Then I'll have to get some ordered. There's even more money going down the bloody drain. Jesus Christ, how many French do I need? You were right though, Ryan. I hate to admit it, Martin. You were right.
I was?
Yeah, you were right.
Cool. About what?
About once you go down a rabbit hole with once you go down. Or should we just start?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll call each other by our nicknames, yeah? So I'm the French nut, Martin's the snowman. Can't go over that. I still find that funny. Oh, shit.
Well, we lasted, hang on, we lasted 48 minutes before it turned into a farce. So
I'm impressed it lasted that long, to be honest.
Oh, dear.
No, that's quite, yeah. Oh,
no.
My God.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry.
Steve, can you bring some sanity to this shit show? What's your master plan for these polls? Because I'm fascinated by them.
Yes.
They look really
they do look good, mate.
Is it a particular sport you're going for? Is it a particular theatre or what?
It's quite niche. It's from the so during Market Garden, the polls were largely a large proportion of their dudes, for want of a better word, were dropped outside a place called Driel, which is it's not far from Arnhem. But it was, I mean, from what I've read, so I could be wrong because it was just very quickly skimmed over before I bought the figures, and they lost most of their anti-tank. It was just largely sort of paras, and that was it. So that's what I'm doing with this project. Yeah,
you are right.
There's going to be no anti-tank, no nothing. It's just going to be squads. I'm going to throw in a mortar and a piet, but that's it. I'm keeping it as sort of basic as I can. And I'm not going to expand it at all. I'm just going to keep it at sort of 1,000 points. And it's just, I think sometimes it's nice to have a nice a project with a proper historical background.
Definitely.
Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. I don't know whether you saw it. I know Jim, Big Evil Jim Reaper, was in the chat. I won the Reaper Games prize draw at the weekend.
Oh, nice.
Oh, congrats.
Well,
We need an animation. We need an animation, Ken. Next time someone wins something, we need some kind of
explosion or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Anyway, what did you win?
Well, I had a choice of a few bits and pieces, but I've actually opted for the Warlord Games Dick Winters miniature.
Yes, nice. Mate. Good choice because that is quite rare to get now. So 100%.
It's a lovely looking figure as well. So yeah, I don't know whether to. I mean, because I really want to do Airborne at one point, so I don't know whether to keep it away or just do like a nice little diorama on a nice little plinth. I'm not quite sure yet, but yeah, just thought my good luck over the weekend. I won a prize draw.
Yay, well done you.
That's it, mate. That's it. No, that's it.
Who needs the national lottery?
No, exactly. Here you go, Steve. For you, mate.
Yeah.
You can have some fireworks.
Yes.
Oh,
well done.
You can't get the staff ready, can you? Jeez.
No, you can't. There you go. But yeah, no. So guys, French then, Martin, for yourself. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Napoleonic theme. It's my week.
Is that how it's working?
Nobody told us those rules, did they, Martin?
Brilliant. What's going on? Right. All right, I'm just saying, next week we're going to deal with the Franco-Burgundian relations during the Wars of the Roses, specifically from 1449 to 1452, and how Margaret of Anjou got the backing of the Scottish.
There you go.
Good. I like it. I'm thinking about that for my army, mate. That's a good plan.
No, it's all right. That's all right. Sorry, Tom. Go on, mate.
No, that's all right. I was just thinking, right. So if you obviously you like your French, you like myself, you like your French. But if you were to choose, say like you start Napoleonics again, day one, you couldn't do the French and you couldn't do the British. Who would you do?
The Prussians.
And what reason? Prussians. Why would you do the Prussians? Is there any reason behind?
Because after those two armies, they're the most widely available, in my opinion.
Is that what it is? All right. Say like favoritism. Say it wasn't down to widely available. You could get miniatures for everything.
What
even
would I do?
Even minor faction.
I'd probably do the Prussians. I really like the Prussians. That's why they're sort of my very slow Napoleonic project. So slow, I've done one battalion. But you've done I just like the sort of the military doctrine. I like the background behind them. I like a lot of the generals and the characters. The uniforms are quite different to a lot of the other Napoleonic uniforms. And they've got very, very cool flags. So
they do.
You're right, but the uniforms are a bit boring, though, aren't they? They're just sort of blues and blacks, really. So,
yeah, Dom, even I could paint them.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can smash them out very, very quickly. But no, I like the sort of that history, and with the Napoleonic War, I think it's because with the Napoleonic Wars, you get the start of the movement, and then you get obviously through the rest of the century, and you have the rise of Prussia and Bismarck, and then you get into like later wars, and you look at the Franco-Prussian stuff, and I think it really starts with the Napoleonic Wars, and that's how they sort of pull everything together. Speaking of which, has everyone seen the greens for the Perry's Franco-Prussian War?
Oh, yes.
I know.
I'm the same as you, Martin. I'm the same as you, mate. I'm thinking... My New Year's resolution of not buying too many figures this year just kind of went out the window when I saw them.
They just look lovely, and the variety of poses. It's just they're awesome. But no, for me, it would be Prussians. But if I was going to do a different Napoleonic project, if I hadn't have won that La Haye set, which effectively made me do the 100 days to start, although I've kind of branched off into a bit like you have into kind of whatever the hell I want. I would probably do Egypt. I'd quite like to do that. Yeah, I think I would. I mean, a lot of people, I think, like to do the Russian campaign, which I think is really cool, and you know, certainly a lot of modelling stuff. But I think that's the same for Egypt as well. So there'll be some quite nice stuff.
Do you see our friend Russian Quill is doing 6 mil assay?
Oh yes,
Indian wars, which I think is another really interesting sort of sub bit of Napoleonics. I'm not even sure you call it Napoleonics, do you? I suppose it is, but I think that's absolutely fascinating. I'm really interested to see how he does that.
Probably would be quite cool to do that. To be fair, wouldn't it? If you think about it, would be. It's definitely something. It's not mainstream, is it at all? Really, so 100% nice. I don't know about you guys, but do you like doing stuff that not many people are doing, and it seems a bit niche? And
should we ask Steve that one?
Yeah, what do you reckon? Yeah.
No, I mean, I see mine as World War II in general. I mean, it's largely early, mid, late, and you've got different theatres. I think, in my experience, virtually every period of World War II has been gamed by somebody or some rule set. I mean, there's probably some really obscure battle that lasted for about 9 hours in a small town somewhere, but for the kind of the major ones, I think it's largely covered. So I think really cool when you can go back sort of into the 18th, 17th, 18th, 19th centuries, where there's still niche periods and niche conflicts that haven't really been gamed yet. And I think if you can find the miniatures and you can put the time into doing the research, absolutely. I think there's that greater sense of satisfaction as well that you've built a fort. I mean, and the other thing is actually finding an opponent. That might be the difficult part. But
it's all right if you do both armies, I guess. If you do both sides, doesn't it? But unless you do that,
so I think it will be really interesting. I mean, eventually, I'd like to do some. I want to. Yeah, I played it years ago, 6 mil Ancients, and I really want to get back to playing 6 mil Ancients. But again, it's just.
Yeah.
I think there's scope in there as well for a bit of nicheness, if that's such a word. But for the foreseeable, for me though, it's World War II.
Then I would say, wouldn't you, Steve? Sorry, Ken.
That's right.
Second World War figures are probably the most widely available in terms of obscure armies and periods and campaigns. I mean, literally, I can't think of any. I'd be interested if anyone in the chat can come up with anything, but I can't think of any sort of theatre or area of the Second World War that isn't covered in some way by some manufacturer. I mean, literally, you could do. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the most obscure. I was looking at. Was it Jens from? What's the German channel?
Tabletop Generals.
Yeah, and he's refighting the entire Second World War as part of this year, basically theatre by theatre by theatre, and he's just doing a Greek army, which is an army I've always fancied doing. But I just thought, that's so niche, a Greek army. I mean, they only fought for a year or something, didn't they? Something like that.
Yeah, Carl from Mezz's Minis, he's done a Greek army, and it's fantastic. His basing on that is so good. He set them in the sort of mountains and lowlands, and very, very impressed with them. But he started posting progress pics on my Facebook group, and when he based them, they popped so much with the basing. I was just like, wow. I think that was sort of an inspiration into doing a sort of a minor force in bolt action. And I'm not going to class these as a minor force, but eventually I want to do something like early war Poles or Danes from that.
Danes from me. They didn't turn up. That's the only thing I didn't get. That's the only thing I didn't get was with Danes.
After watching that film about the invasion of Denmark, I was very inspired to do a Danish army.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, Steve. I'm going to watch it again tonight. That's what I'm watching it again tonight. So I'm quite looking forward to it.
Such a good film.
So Nick Games has put, where has he put? Best part with all rules is that you can always add your own house rules. This is 100% true. 100% true. You have not got to follow those rules to the letter, have you? Let's be honest.
No.
Let's see another comment. Sorry, guys. Where is it? Where's it gone? And and Nick Gaines has also put Steve puts he loves your World War II miniatures, mate. So shout out to you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. It's all I seem to paint.
Leslie's put Dom. The press information does not mention writing any other rules for Osprey. Just so you know.
Okay, good.
Okay. Ricky Turner said hello. Hello, Ricky. What else we got? Martin giving away boxes of cavalry doesn't count as getting through them. That's cheating.
They're not here anymore, then who's to say what happens?
Osmosy's putting together a Warlord British 1850 command unit. What do people use for flagpoles? Paperclip? I tend to, it's weird because I always tend to get a command set. I've used if you've got some medieval stuff lying around, lances, chop off lance heads.
Yeah.
Anything that's pointy, really.
Cocktail sticks.
Brass wire, yeah.
Wire,
there you go. Cocktail stick. Look at that. Bang, straight on it. Cocktail stick. Straight away. Yeah, that's probably a good one. Cocktail stick. And that's pretty cheap. Yeah, bro. There's a few things, but I tend to be quite lucky when it comes to command. And if it depends, if you're not doing the 1st Battalion, who says you need a standard bearer anyway? Bugger it, isn't it? Don't always need one. So, yeah.
Do a light battalion. They didn't tend to, did they?
No, even though I've still got all mine with the standards for my lights. I'm nuts for a flag, mate. I can't help it.
That's because you job lotted from what's his name?
Oh my god! I spent £36 on flags yesterday.
Does anyone else remember Ken saying, "I'm not buying anything else because Laura's told me not to buy anything else"?
Oh, this still come from Christmas.
Does that count as Christmas?
It was Santa. It's Santa. It's fine.
It's Santa. It's
right.
Fine. And it was my birthday, so it's all right. I turned 30. Oh my god, I'm old.
30.
Shut up.
It must be utterly. I can't even remember being 30.
Not me. Mind you, your memory goes as you get old, Steve. That's fine.
Yeah. Which is just as well, really.
Yeah.
Actually, just for the best. Oh, Jesus.
Do you know, I just realised, bugger, I've just chucked something in the bin when I shouldn't have done.
Oh, God, look at him. He's young, carefree.
No, that's my bloody Avonpost stuff as well. No, I need that back. Where's that gone? Oh, right. Do not let me forget that at the end of the stream. I need to get that back out of the bin. I've chucked his plume, the plume bit away. I don't want to be doing that. That's yeah. Bollocks. I'm sorry, Carl. But yeah. Jesus Christ. God, this chat moves quick.
You got to be on it. I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say it's 52.
Yeah.
Hello.
Dom, put the planning permission for another garage for his stash for next year's spending. No.
Mate, I've extended. I put an extension on just to store the stash, so it's all fine. It's okay. Plenty of room. But this year, I'm working my way through. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Next year, I'll be dead from too much painting. Licking paintbrushes, probably.
Steve will be there before you, mate. Don't worry. So Kaiser's put Clausewitz was at Waterloo, I believe. Speak of he birth of the militaristic. Speak of the birth of the militaristic German Empire and its origins. There you go, Prussians.
Yeah, he was an aide, wasn't he, of Blucher, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
If I remember rightly. Could be.
He's also put slim pickings on the Chinese National Front. This is very true. The communists and what's it called?
I'm no expert on that period at all, but don't they just largely use mixture of Japanese, Russian, and American?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, he kit Russian.
So he kit bash like crazy. But I think they're also an extremely cheesy army, aren't they? From what I remember from the old competition I did, people seem to get very against them because they can do all this sort of hidden forward deployment in bolt action or something, can't they? I don't know. All seem a bit weird to me.
They are a bit cheeky, but I was listening to that books of World War II about Chiang Kai-shek and all that, about the Chinese National Army and the communists and fighting the Japanese, and about the Russian backing and all that sort of stuff with the communists and the Americans backing the nationalists. It's like the Cold War. It's crazy. Crazy. The Cold War during World War II. But yeah, crazy. Napoleonics in Jamaica, Leslie's put.
Is that for his preferred period for Napoleonics? My goodness me, that's neat. Very
Oh
neat.
God! Oh
Very
God!
neat, Leslie.
Oh God! Kim Jong Un's in the house.
Hi, mate. How's it going?
Hey, hello. Hey. Oh, look at him. Oh, nice to have him back, isn't it? Reports of his demise were sadly
Carl messaged me about the Dragoons. Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you.
We have a comment from Twitch.
Hey!
Yeah, from Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
From Brazil. Hey, hola.
Hello. Hola.
Hey.
Hola.
Our first Twitch. You shall henceforth be remembered as our first Twitch participant.
There we go. Outstanding. I wasn't even sure I put it in the right category, so there you go. Good.
Got any unique sounds from paint?
I put it in adult tools. I thought that was about right.
Fucking hell. Oh dear, oh dear. So now's about time for a good way to a segue to our sponsor.
A word from us. What's that? Before you start,
Ken,
if you go to the branding section, you'll find, as you've been talking, a nice number of photos that I have supplied from said website for us to show off.
Yes,
including some of. I mean, they're brilliant. You might as well just crack on.
Yeah,
I've also, because if you remember, our sponsor has given us a little treat for all our viewers, and I've copied that into the banners for us to put up on screen when they need it near the end.
Okay. Oh yes. Okay. Yes. So there is a little treat. So we shall start with Mez's miniatures. So he does a nice, lovely range of avant-post miniatures for metals for French 28mm, and he also does these lovely things that me and Martin are very interested in.
Actual brass cannons,
proper actual brass cannons, and they're not as expensive as I thought they were going to be. To be fair, and I was like, if it saves me painting the cannon as well, and they're so easy to magnetize.
Yeah, but look at the detail. Look at the detail on at the top. But they also avant-post and they've got they do the same for eagles, actual like little brass.
Yes, yeah, actual proper brass eagles. Which is
bloody French fanboys.
Yeah.
No, but so I just added some of those in because just an example of the quality of those avant-post figures. I mean, that's an artillery. Cannons. They're just fantastic, and the variety of poses. But like you said, you could do them in whole battalions, but very, very easy to mix in and add a bit of character or a command base. You know,
I'll tell you what, as commanders, these are so good as commanders. You know what I mean? And you want to make something free.
Now he doesn't. So that is avant-post 30 Years War. So I know if Nick Games is still in the chat, I thought he might like this. So that is basically a dismounting dragoon, and I can't decide whether or not he's about to shoot the horse in the head, or the horse has been wounded and he's gone and he's going to kill it, or he's drawing the pistol out the holster. But that is a wicked model, and would again work really well on a command base or something like, you know, as an objective. So
armor or something would be brilliant.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, check. I'm because this is 30 Years War. Should vaguely mix all right with English Civil War. There's a few differences, but there's some commanders and a few bits that I thought I'd mix in here and there. But if there's another photo, just that simple dragoon. I think that one is. Yes.
But look at the detail on it. Look at the detail. Detail looks awesome, doesn't it? Really is nice detail. It's the same with these Frenchies. Detail-wise, it's absolutely beautiful. But you've also got that stuff.
We have. So he supplies for V&V miniatures, which he was kind enough to send me because we were having a chat. I don't know if we can see this on my but we're a Crusader from V&V Miniatures, because I said I was looking, so I don't know how well that's going to come out. Go on, focus. It will eventually. They're very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
But basically, they've got a whole set on there. So they've got Vikings, as you can see there. Crusaders. The Crusader infantry look amazing. There's Byzantines. There's the Islamic armies on there. The Rus. There's loads, absolutely loads, and they've also got personalities on there. But he also does. He pre-makes flags from bad flags of war. So that one is for the 30 Years' War, and they come and you get them like that pre-made to add to your units. But
so you ain't got to do anything with them, have you?
No, just drill them in.
You got to do nothing. No, that's it. But no, that's like Mezzo's Miniatures. But thank you very much for sponsoring us. Really do appreciate it. So yeah, be sure to go and check out his website's there in the bottom right, menacesminis.co.uk. We will be doing a little surprise, won't we, Martin, at the end?
Yeah, for those of you that stick with it to the end.
Yeah, there will be a little surprise. So it's very, very much worth staying around, especially if you're interested in going in and buying stuff. So stick around, guys. Stick around. That's all we're going to say.
I'd say as well that Carl is really open to like having a chat about if there's anything you need as well, and especially with the flags. I think if I'm right, I saw someone asking about them more on his website. If there's flags that you need or things like that, you can look into getting those as well. I might have just made that up. I might have just offered a service he doesn't do, but I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Must be true. You said it.
Must be true. Said it. Sorry. But do go and check him out, because there's lots of lovely stuff on there, and because of him, one of my later projects, once I get through these, will be doing a Crusader force, because they're just so nice. These minis, they really, really are.
I've got some of the Vikings, and they are in my Saga armies, and they are superb. They are absolutely gorgeous. I think they're made in Russia, aren't they? I think those B&Vs. They're really.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, same with the Avonpost stuff. It's Russian.
Yeah.
But
I'll also say with Carl's stuff, and this was before I even knew he was going to get involved with us. That the time I ordered, the couple of times I've ordered from him, literally the stock's been there like virtually the next day. It's ridiculous. I mean, obviously now the post is up the spout. I don't know whether that's true, but it was so quick. I mean, bloody hell, it was great. Really, really good service. Hey ho,
happy days. But yeah, that's Carl from Mezzo's Minis, and like we say, thank you very much, buddy, for sponsoring the Plastic Crap podcast. And stick around at the end, because there is definitely something that you're going to want to see.
Yeah, especially these people here, Nick Games, Miller's Miniatures, saying, "Oh my god, I want them." Yeah, definitely stick about.
Yeah, stick about 100%. You will be very happy. So, yep, that was our the sponsor segue. So,
question actually before you move on that. So on the site, I think he's got. They're called Imperial. They're whatever they are. Those sort of English Civil War-y type looking things. Yeah. So Miller, Martin, you know a lot about uniforms from that period. What would they apply for English Civil War? Could you use those figures, because they're called Imperial troops, aren't they?
Can I text Miller?
Yeah, right go find a friend.
Ask it. He's in the chat now. From what I've seen, I think you could mix some stuff in, like dragoons and things like that. I was basically looking at their models and comparing them to other companies, and to my untrained eye, because I'm not as much into that period as I am, say 15th century stuff and Napoleonic. I personally couldn't see a huge difference, but I will let someone more learned tell you the answer.
Make that decision for you, Martin. That's probably the best way, isn't it? Yeah. But no,
they looked like they would, but I don't know.
No, exactly.
I think if you mix them in, they would. And Miller has said something, I believe. I think he said the dragoons. Yeah.
He's put. What's he put here? He's put. Miller's put further down. There we go. Yeah, definitely the dragoons look like they would. Yeah, the dragoons would scale up. Yeah, the dragoons scale up 100% against Warlord and Perry's. There's no issue with that. They scale up really nice. But brass cannons, the Evil Gem Reapers and Eagles is genius, 100%. It is, and then you can order them to what you want. So if you want like 8, you can order 8.
Ken, do you have a 3D printer, don't you?
No, I don't anymore. Someone's got it. Someone else technically owns it. Yeah, Dom owns the printer, but I haven't been able to see him.
Yeah, I own the printer.
So who do I ask to print things for me then?
Well, probably not me because it's not here. It's in wherever Ken is, in his hobbit hole.
My hobbit hole at the moment.
I should have put it on here, but basically for the medievalists in here, I found on Thingiverse a STL file for a medieval cannon, like the smaller ones, which is free and would use barely any of the spool. So you could make broken cannons on that. Is it resin?
Yeah, it's resin printer.
Does that mean it won't work, or could you still use the same STL file?
Probably should.
I don't know how they work.
I don't know. I'll have to check, but possibly.
Okay, you might get an order for like 50 cannons.
50? Your opponent is going to be really unhappy when you rock up with them.
No, bases. Think about the bases. And when I can have a cannon for every time one of my cannons gets knocked out and blows up, I can actually replace it with a knocked out cannon.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I like the idea of that. Yeah.
I'm really annoyed about losing this bit of bloody resin.
Oh, apparently Carl says that VMV is Ukrainian and Avon Post is Crimean. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm monitoring the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that bit of resin because it's going to do my net. It's doing my head in already.
Can't you just?
Right, I'll ignore it. But it's on the floor, so it would just drive me insane. But
have you seen Constable Gray's comment?
He's lost the printer in the divorce. 100%. So guys, let's move off of Napoleonics then. Let's get Steve involved a bit because we haven't seen him in a while. So Steve, come on then. Let's talk World War II. Let's talk bolt action. Let's talk Warlord games. So they've recently just brought back something that I didn't see before. And you guys have seen it. So do you want to spiel a bit about that?
What, you mean to build an army?
Yes, mate.
It's a bit different to the last one, I think, because when I did it in 2016, when I bought my French, it was a flat fee of 75 quid, and you got all the bit. There was different drop downs, and you could choose what you wanted. But having looked at the ones on the website, I'm very interested in the Japanese because I want a counterforce for my American Marines. And they are really, really good ways of starting bolt action. I know you can have the starter armies, which are good as well. That's how I started my Fausenjäger. But if you want to get an army, you can tailor it as well. You're not bound by what's in the box. You can choose different units, different artillery,
build to a list, can't you? So you can build your list and then build the army to go with it. Yeah, cool.
Dom, you've used it in the past, haven't you?
No, I haven't, mate. No, I haven't.
All right, I thought I had.
No,
because when I got my French in 2016, I think I got 3 boxes of infantry, a field gun, a tank, and an armored car. And that really, it was enough there to really get you going. And you just add your bits and pieces in. But I think they said the current one works out. I could be wrong, but it works out about 15% cheaper than buying all the bits together. Don't quote me on that because I did only look through the thing quite quickly just to see what they were. But yeah, I was quite interested to see that. It'd be interesting to see if it's just a sort of a not a permanent thing. That's going to do it for a couple of months, see how it goes. But it was good seeing it back. It's a cracking way of getting into bolt action. So really good to see doing that.
I took my brother-in-law to salute, and he walks away with a whole Japanese army like that, which he's only fielded once. I'd like to say, and it absolutely slaughtered me. Which probably won't come as a surprise to a lot of people, but it is a great deal. It really was. So it's cool that they've recognised that and sort of brought it back.
Yeah, no, that's good then. So it's definitely a way for people to get into bolt action then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've still got the starter box. It's like you've got your Airborne starter box. The starter boxes are great, but you're very much constrained by what's in that box. Whereas to build an army, you can tailor it to what you want, how you want that army to sort of look at the beginning. Both got their advantages, but it's good. It's good seeing them bring it back. Still no word on plastic British though. This is.
We did see a video. We did see a little picture though, didn't we?
Yes.
Before they went away.
I think it was on either Reddit or Instagram. Someone posted it in the Bolt Action Facebook group. There was only one picture, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that by the middle of this year, because in the newsletters they've said there's going to be more plastics this year.
Yeah.
So with Bolt Action then, if you could miraculously design any plastic kit for bolt action, what would it be?
Fins. Yeah, it'd be fins.
Germans though, isn't
it? Depends how purist you are.
You can. They're not 100% accurate. I mean, from 3 feet away, it's just German blitzkrieg bodies with some Russian greatcoats and a couple of Russian SMGs thrown in. But plastic fins, actual plastic finish uniforms, I would definitely go for that.
Yeah, 100%. But you mind, yeah.
World War II European civilians. Multi-pose.
Yes.
to be used from, because you could use them in so many games, from just a plastic sprue of you could have kids, you could have women, you could have men.
That would like that idea.
Yeah,
that'd be good. It'd be good. That'd be really good for scenarios. Really good. Yeah, I like the idea of that. Yeah. What your?
So we did say that, didn't we? We did say that to what's his name from Offensive Miniatures, didn't we? Do you remember?
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know what I'd go for, to be honest, because I kind of like. The ones I really would love to do is actually something like the really obscure smaller nations. Like I'd like to do the Greek army, like you were talking about earlier. But then those metals look so fabulous that actually I don't think I want plastic for that. I don't know really.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, what I'd want as plastic. I agree with Martin. I think those sort of flexible, kind of something that's different and can be used in different theatres would be interesting.
They do partisans, though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
No,
actually, so do Warlords. They just launched a whole range of them.
Yeah, they've done a whole range of them.
You can get
plastic.
The French one. Yeah.
No, they're metal.
Yeah, that's what I just painted, isn't it? So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm on about just civilians, like someone pushing something like that. So you actually have people. It probably is a bit of a luxury item if you want, stuff in your cities, or if you've got people to escort or to flee or whatever,
No, I agree with you.
Got some stuff popping up here. So we got Evil Jim Reapers saying French infantry. Carl's saying Greek or Italians. Got another one for plastic French here. Another one for plastic French.
Having just painted 30 of the metal French infantry, they need an upgrade. They're fairly old, and compared to some of the modern ones, just don't quite cut it.
No, you got Lionheart here as well. He's saying he'd like the Chindits or the Gurkhas. Because they're all metal at the moment, aren't they? Constable Grace, but plastic Volkstrom. Steve, you pronounce that much better than I would. Volkstrom.
I I made mine. My Volksturm. I made mine from Winter Grenadier bodies, and then just slapped a load of civilian-looking stuff over them. Bish bash bosh.
Little Legions are saying plastic Italians. Yeah, I've done metal Italians. I've got a couple of units of those. What else we got? Don't forget, probably with the British, mine went together well. Enjoyed them. Great Escape, great. Apparently, Great Escape games for Greeks from Carl.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are superb.
Invasion of Narvik should be done. It was the first invasion of the Axis of Europe before Normandy, etc. Correct me if I'm wrong. Narvik, that was in Norway, wasn't it?
That was Norway,
yeah. Norway was neutral though, so. Ooh.
Yeah, but it was the Allies intervened. It was the British.
No, it was largely. Yeah, it was. If I'm getting my history correct, Narvik was largely British and French.
Yeah, British and French against the Germans.
Yeah,
with a bit of local support, if I remember rightly. Yeah, that's an interesting campaign. That's actually a really interesting naval campaign as well, and air war.
Okay.
No, it will be quite interesting. That do agree with that one.
Yeah,
I'm learning stuff new every day. Why is Martin shouting in a bucket?
That's just for you, Leslie. I thought that's what I needed to bring to the situation.
There you go.
Plastic Aussies. Yeah.
Well,
saying that,
about plastic. If there's some lovely metals, I'm quite happy. It's like the Volstron, the offensive miniatures. Do some fabulous ones of those. I don't need any plastic really. Same with the Great Escapes do brilliant Greeks. So why would I want plastics? I know Steve would fall off his chair because he couldn't adapt them in some way. But for me, they're perfect.
Thy should not kit bash. How dare thee even mention thy word?
I was saying that I've got a metal Australian army, and there's not one kit bash. That entire army is metal. I really enjoy painting that. It's one of my favourite bolt action armies.
Oh, there you go. Happy days, mate. No,
bugger.
Oh,
sorry, I've just put up the wrong paint. Shit.
All happens. All happens. But yeah, no. I tell you what, bolt action. I don't know what you guys are thinking, Dom. We still got to play Chain of Command, so we have to give it. We have to give it a go. And it's like I bet those bolt action starters will be good as well for that. To be honest with you,
of course they would. Any kind of period, really. I mean, that's any kind of smallish scale game that plays with 28 mil piece. That's going to be a really good deal.
Yeah, I'll tell you what would be nice to see is if they did that for all their ranges, though, wouldn't it? So if they did it for their Napoleonic range, or their new American Civil War range.
They don't need to do any Napoleonics like that because somebody keeps them in sort of corn with the amount of purchases they're making.
I do have a few too many great goats. I'm not going to lie. It's it may be a tad too many. I think it's like enough for 12 battalions or something.
So, if they come out with the epic scale Napoleonics that is rumored, are you gonna throw away all your 28 mils and go and buy into that?
No, I'll buy that as well. But I won't throw away my 28 mil. No. But yeah, I will buy it 100%. Why wouldn't I? I'd be crazy if I didn't, wouldn't I?
To go with the 6 mils as well.
Yeah, I'll be like Martin. I've got more than you now. It's fine, but I've got more battalions in something. Oh dear. No, I don't know. To be honest with you, Dom, it'd be a really hard one, because who am I going to play against with it?
Well, I mean, at that price, you could buy both armies very easily. But
I could, Dom. You're right. I could, but I'd have to try and resist buying both armies if I haven't wanted to see this year out. I think I'd be killed. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I'm thinking about that as well. I'm thinking, well, so what? Because I'm not going to buy any of the ACWs because although they're actually quite nice figures, they're just for me
they are nice.
They don't work with the 15 mils I've got, and everyone I know and I play against has 15 mil. So, it's just not going to work. But I was thinking if they brought out something else, I might be interested. But then I was thinking what they like to bring out that would actually, appeal to me, because I've got 15 mil Napoleonics, so the same argument there. Ancients. I've got loads of ancients, 15 mil and 28 mil. So would I want?
What about AWI?
Well,
AWI
doesn't really need, in my humble opinion, those massed battles like that. I mean, there were some fairly reasonable sized battles, but not the same scale. I don't think. Possibly AWI. I mean, I'd love to see something like 7 Year War or Marlborough or Crimean, but I think they're probably too niche. But I don't know.
A bit of a hard one, isn't it?
It's hard to think what they would do next. I mean, I suspect Napoleonics would be the next. But then, are they going to do that because it would sort of risk people not buying their 28 mil?
It's a hard one, isn't it? Or you've got the choice of, I don't know, maybe ECW?
Yeah, that crossed my mind.
They don't seem to be putting a lot of effort in ECW at the moment, so that's possible.
What do you reckon, Martin?
Well, what do I think of it, or what do I think they'll do next?
What do you reckon they'll do next, and two, what do you think of it?
I mean, they should go for, if they want to introduce people to, they want to probably start promoting one of their other games like Hail Caesar or Pike and Shot. So they should probably pick an army from that. They've done a Black Powder one. They should probably do. They could do Hoplites. They could do Alexander. They could do something like that. Thermopylae, if they wanted to do a batter in the box, if you wanted to do the Spartan thing, or Marathon, lots and lots of ranks, lots of Persians, lots of Hoplites and big stuff. Work. You could even, I think if they did Napoleonic, they would have to more or less have a big range ready. Because there's so many units, and certainly I guarantee you they'll release it, and people will be like, "I want Lancers, I don't want Cuirassiers, I want, Kleberg, I want Prussians." I think that would be. I think they're doing Napoleonic next. I know everyone really, really wants it, but I think it would be a mistake because they should focus on. They've got quite a big Napoleonic 28 mil range. And then they should, if they did something for, say, Pike and Shot, did ECW or 30 Years War, they could do the Battle of Lurtzen, do that. Or do something Ancients. What do I think of it? I'm really indifferent towards it. I think after seeing all the reviews and everything, I think they look absolutely fine. But I like detail on my models, and I can still knock out quite a lot quite fast. So personally, for me, it's not really. I won't be going for it. I've got a 15 mil 30 Years War Swedish and 30 Years War Cossacks and 15 mil World War II Germans. So the reason I haven't done 15 mil in other areas is because I like the detail at 28 mil and the modelling opportunities I get. So it's not for me personally. I think they look alright after all the sort of initial sort of, are they going to be crap? Can you separate them? I've seen what quite a lot of people have done, but I think for me, I'll sit and watch what you guys do and then play with your armies. Like, that's my plan.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do them, to be fair.
But I'm not entirely sure we're the target market for them anyway.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
You could. See, this is the thing, and I can see that Kaiser's popped comment in actually is similar to what I was actually just about to say, which is that your whole range is going to look very similar. So like with the ACW, they play for both sides, don't they? Yeah. You haven't got anything that is side specific. So you could very easily do like, I guess, Romans and just do one of the Roman civil wars and just have like loads of Romans do Pompey versus Caesar, but yeah, I think they'll have to pick very carefully. They'll have to finish off the ACW range. And then
that was Kaiser's comment. I think that's Kaiser's comment. I think you're on about, isn't it?
Yeah.
So primary is pretty similar. So ancients, but then Lionhearts put Zulu War would be good because you get loads of Zulus done in no time.
It's true.
It's very true.
I think me and my regular opponent were talking about it, and I think we're going to take the plunge because I've not got an army from that era. There's no way, despite all the will in the world, I'm ever going to get done with a 28 mil Napoleonic army. I have to face facts on that front. So it would allow us to have black powder era gaming at a scale that I could, within a week, you could knock out both armies if you had, if you have a really good scheme down to knock them out quickly. No, I think we'll be taking the plunge into ACW, but it will be interesting to see what direction they go, because I think this initial one's going to sell fast, and I think it's going to be really popular because while they've got the black powder rules and the ACW expansion for black powder, I think it's the scale for me is going to be the kicker, and it's the fact that the Warlord games miniatures at that scale as well, because they're for ACW miniatures. So I think it's going to be very relatively popular, and whether they've got plans to see exactly what the uptake is, how popular is it. And then, like Martin said, though, I think something like Hail Caesar or Pike and Shot would probably be the more sensible option, trying to bring people into that period at that scale. Do you think Napoleonics would be a bit too unforgiving at that scale for the novice, or?
Ooh, that's a good question, Steve, to be honest with you.
I think it would work quite well. A very superficial level at that scale, can you really tell the difference between a French and a Prussian battalion, for instance?
Depends what Facebook group you're on.
That's very true.
And the size of their magnifying glasses.
But then again, I've had enough conversations since the video I posted on these ACWs about people moaning about everything from the fact the gun had the wrong number of spokes on it to the fact that even though the troops are identical, there is apparently quite a large difference between Rebel and Union troops uniforms. But I don't know. So,
the thing is, I think we don't know. Are they going to be sticking with strips, the shoulder to shoulder? Now, because if that's how they're going to do them, and yes, I know that people have separated them and done a lot of work, but that's not how they're meant to be done. That's people who are kit bashing, and lots of people can't be asked to do that. So you need to look at armies that fight in ranks, right? So does that not remove, we said this before, like a large part of medieval warfare? It removes things like the Zulus. You can't have that placement on the base unless you separate them. You can still do it. There's nothing to stop them doing it, but doesn't it look a little bit odd? You can have the ranks of the British, but ranks of Zulus, I don't know. It's just, that's why I was saying that, I was trying to think of those armies. So I was thinking of like phalanxes, You can't really imagine sort of, the Vikings. You have the shield walls, certainly, but after the shield wall goes, it's just a big rout. And
this is very true.
A big rabble.
Did I imagine something that they were talking about, that having sort of skirmish type troops? So I imagine they are, if that's true, if I didn't imagine it, that they will go for the ACW. So you'll have like dismounted cavalry that are spaced out more.
That's what I think we'll need to see how versatile that range actually is how they handle the other troop types and not the massive infantry. How are they going to do cavalry? Are they just give you lots of separate models like the commanders?
Another important thing for me as well is I just hope they keep the entire range in plastic and don't start releasing bits and pieces in metal or in resin. Yeah.
Yes.
I just don't. For me, that would really, really annoy me because I like my plastics anyway. But if I'm going to invest in a completely new game and a new system, and from what they've said so far, a lot of the miniatures are in plastic. What I don't want them to do is like 6 months down the line, like they did with Blood Red Skies when they released some metal planes after that, and they weren't the best. So I just if they can keep this range 100% plastic, I'll definitely be in.
That's your buying clause, is it, Steve? You've got to be 100% plastic.
Yes.
There you go, Warlord. You can have Steve's money if it's 100% plastic.
No, Kaiser says he's pretty sure they've already said resin for the rest.
Oh, okay. Little Legions has put War of the Roses. There you go, mine. What about War of the Roses?
That wouldn't. Again, well, I know Little Legions has got 6 mil Wars of the Roses. At that scale, if he's a bit different, I don't know. It wouldn't interest me personally because again, I want the detail of deliveries and the coats, which you can do a basic. You can do some kind of job at, but
yeah.
I don't know. You're right. They don't have their own range, but that's because the Perrys have such a sort of big
domination.
On the Wars of the Roses, which isn't a bad thing. I don't know. Personally, I suppose you could because all knights look the same. Arguably, don't shoot me. You could just spray an army. So yeah, it's just that fighting in ranks. We've got to see how they're going to deal with separate miniatures, basically. Because I think the draw for a lot of people is the strips, right? That's it. That's what I've seen everyone raving about. Is you can paint them on the sprue and you can cut them off, and then in an evening you've done 100 guys. Once you start separating them out, even though you're still painting the same number of men, it suddenly becomes more of a chore.
Yeah, 100%.
So we need to see how they, work it out, basically.
Yeah, how they're actually going to do it. That's the interesting one, isn't it? I don't know. It's not for me. I don't think this particular release. I quite like the idea of Warlord branching out a little bit and doing other stuff. But for me, no, I don't think it's for me. Weird one. Me saying no to minis, guys. You heard it here first. You heard it here first on the Plastic Crap podcast.
Yeah. The world has come to an end. There you go.
There you go. That's secretly I know that the world's come to an end. So yeah,
Ben's not buying anything.
No, I'm not buying anything. I know about it already. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I think it's one of those. You either love it or you hate it. It's Marmite, isn't it?
I think I can see. That's what I said. I think for people who haven't got into this period or haven't really got into Black Powder or haven't got into wargaming generally, it seems to really. I mean, the price point is so good. I mean, it's
yes.
The number of figures you get for so little money, it's brilliant. And I think
it's good price.
They paint up really quickly and actually pretty effectively, and they'll probably give a really fun game. So I can see that. I think, like Steve says, I think they'll do amazingly well.
I think you're going to do,
yeah, they are going to smash it. I think. I think they are 100% going to smash it. I doubt they're not going to smash it, but it's one of those you're either going to love it or you're not. It's and like you say, they are going to definitely bring out other stuff. It's just what I think if they did English Civil War, it might interest me. But then again, who else am I going to play at 15 mil? I'd have to do both armies again. When I could just do one 28 mil army.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I can just go. Yeah. But
thanks for that insightful comment there, Martin. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
It's sticking all this cavalry together. It's doing funny things to me.
I think for me, I've always wanted to game ACW. In fact, I'm in the middle of painting a 10 mil ACW army now, but it's all metal. And as soon as I saw those plastics, I was like, I like them. I really like them. So, but yeah, again, I've never gamed that period, so it would be completely new for me. So I think I'm sort of like, I've not got any previous miniatures. I've not played it before. I've not played Black Powder. So for me, it's going to be the start of a new game, essentially. But at a scale that I'm reasonably confident I could fly through quite fast.
Oh, okay.
No, I like it. I get that.
It's cushy, mate. It's cushy, really.
So that's Steve's new project or new big thing for the new year. What everyone else is going to do for this year.
Yeah, what are you going to do, Dom? Go on. What's your plan?
What am I not going to do? Every bloody war under the sun, mate. No, my big project for the new year will be was part of my Christmas present, partly to myself, but also using some money I was given. Was War of the Roses.
Hey,
Martin's got me as well, and I'm really enjoying the research. So I've been really disciplined. I bought a box of I bought 2 boxes of the infantry, the Perry infantry, and a box of the armored cavalry, and I put them away. They're in storage. They're not going to be touched for a while because I want to finish some of the projects I'm working on first. Meanwhile, I'm really enjoying doing the research into what faction I should. Well, I know I'm going to have to go Lancastrian because it's more than likely at some point Martin will want a decent thrashing at that. and he's Yorkish, so I'm going to have to be Lancastrian, which I don't mind. I don't mind which one of the 2 I do. But then I've been trying to research which leader to do, and I think I found my man.
Are you talking about Henry Holland?
Henry Holland, he's my man. I mean, any man that is as bad and nasty as he was, to the point, but he survived pretty much the entire war without being killed at the heart of the Lancastrian army, up to the point where he'd actually swapped sides at the end and was was helping out the king's side, and his men went bugger that and chucked him overboard on the ship going over the channel.
They found his body washed up on the beach, and like no one really questioned it. No one really asked what happened. They just went, "Oh right, finally, at last."
That's my man. That's my dude. I want him. And also he's got quite a decent heraldry, which I kind of like. Yeah.
He's also the guy who he affected. I think he was constable of the Tower of London when Henry VI, and there was a rack in the Tower of London that was called Exeter's Daughter because he was so keen on using it.
Can I ask a question about the War of the Roses? No, like the leaders.
Yeah.
Were any of them nice people?
Yeah, there was a couple. There's not a lot. William Neville, Lord Falkenberg, was generally considered honourable and quite nice, and he's one of the only ones to die not violently. So he died in bed in 1463, and he was well thought of. He was a general in the 100 Years' War.
That's a good man, yeah.
Everyone generally liked him, I think. I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else that's nice.
I don't want to nice.
Most of them seem to be complete unremitting psychopaths.
Yeah,
pretty much. It's because they're all related to Edward III, so they're all Plantagenets. They've all got the same. William Hastings. He was all right, although he was Edward's. He was Edward's Chamberlain and sort of head of not the spy network. I don't want to make it sound like it's like some like MI6 something, but he did have a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. But then Richard did just drag him out of a council meeting and have his head chopped off. There's nothing you can really say about that.
On that documentary I watched about the Plantagenets, it showed that. That's going to really ruin your lunch, really, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing you can really, because there's a lot of contention about Richard III and all of that, and you can argue away a lot of the stuff that we can't argue it away, but there's reasons. But when it comes to that, there's nothing. He went into a council meeting, he had Hastings dragged outside and had his head cut off. So there's nothing to really.
Jesus. Is there like a mercenary force you can play as, mine? So, like for example, you and Dom have Lancastrian and Yorkists. Is there like a force where I could say play either of you at a time? The Scots, are they involved? Or?
Right. So, in my soon-to-be coming out video, "How to Get Started in the Wars of the Roses," the problem is that there's this historical narrative with just Yorkists and Lancastrians, right? And broadly speaking, that is true. But there's lots and lots of mini things. You've got the Neville and the Percy feud in the middle of that. You've got the Tudor feud with the Herberts. You've got all these little mini conflicts within it. Many of them change sides all the time. So then that's why I'm doing Neville, because he fought with Edward at the start, and then the Kingmaker switches sides. So I'll have two armies. I can either have one massive Yorkist army, or I can play a later period and have two smaller armies play each other. But you could do the Scots, the Burgundians. They were Edward's allies. The French were the Lancastrian allies. The Irish, basically allied to both for a while.
You don't need to go any further. You've just told him what he's going to be.
No, I don't know. To be honest with you, I just want someone I can play both sides with.
There's so many. You could just make up a division, just like a brigade, basically, and you could just put anyone. Stanley played both sides, and then he killed Richard III, and to get in with his stepson, so he didn't kill him. So there's quite a few. Or you could base an army on one of the pretenders. Well, they say pretenders that came later, and you do the Battle of Stoke Field. But there's quite a lot. There's so many little lords that you can chuck in, and and Steve's right. They're mostly all sociopathic.
Sorry, but my missus hates history. Miller's put this right, and watches horrible histories. The boy this morning got a message from Ed saying how horrible Richard III fellow was, and they put later message say it was a lie, and that it was Henry VII. Henry VI. Yeah, that was horrible. That's why she doesn't like history, because it's all lies. Oh dear! I'll tell you what though. It's about time we shared something, isn't it? I think it's about time.
Yes, it is. Yes, so
yeah, you can do the little intro for it, Martin, and I'll just put it up there.
Hey. Oh, right. So yes, to celebrate the return of the Plastic Crack Podcast Season 2, the All Singing All Dancing, and which is very kindly been sponsored by Mez's Miniatures. To all of our lovely viewers, he is offering a discount code for his shop. So there it is on the screen. That will net you a 10% in his shop.
10% off.
Yeah, go for it. But
go
have a look. Yeah, especially all of you that have been sitting there. I've been watching the comments when they've been
filling your baskets while you've been watching.
I haven't placed my order yet. He'll be running out of stock with all those V&Vs.
Yeah. Yeah, you want V&V. I was like having posters like, oh yeah, I can vouch for the cavalry. They are they're all individual, mine. There's no doubles.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to hold it up again, but the V&V miniatures are lovely. They go together really well. Very nice. So, go nuts. Thank you very much to Carl, and we'll leave that up on the screen.
Yes, we shall. Yeah, that shall stay there to the end of the stream. But yeah, no, it is. Do you know what I mean? 10% off when you know people are like cursing us now because they spent money in the cart already and already paid. We did say to you, wait till the end. 100%.
Hang on, what's this? Peter Little has said the Percys was something else. Yeah, they were. The Percys were just horrible. Horrible people.
Anyone else just think it's just that's what's so appealing about that period? I just think, just the degrees of just nastiness, and you could just, do whatever you like, really, can you?
Well, yeah, there's nothing to constrain you or, doing anything of it. If you really want to have Henry Tudor fighting, someone that like earlier, then go nuts.
Go crazy. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do a time machine thing and play Henry V.
It's all his fault.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't leave a strong heir, and when he died, his son was only 9 months old. That's what kind of. I've just chucked it in there because yes, it has covered it. They've said, "What's the website again?" I'll just chuck it in the chat. There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'll tell you what we can do actually. If I go to hide that, edit, scroll, do see it. No, that's going to cover it as well.
Ken, why
Yes,
am I
mate.
signed in as you?
Are you?
I just posted a comment and it came up as you. I wonder if that's the I wonder if that's got anything to do with my audio issue. Interesting. Yeah, I'm signed in as you, and you're signed in as the Plastic Crack Podcast. I'm signed in as you.
Okay.
Right, I'm just going to go onto Carl's website while I've got your details, and I'm just going to fill that basket.
Yeah, because he saved his. He's probably saved his credit card. It's all fine. While you're there, Martin, can you order me? No.
Yeah. Cheers, Ken.
Yeah, that's all right, guys. Don't worry about it. Spend away, spend away, spend away. Oh dear. I'll tell you what, though. I need to. Where the bloody hell's that go? It's got to go around there, surely.
You're not tempted by a bit of medieval excitement, then, Steve?
Well, after watching those 2 4-part documentaries, so it was one about War of the Roses and the 4-part one about the Plantagenets. Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean, I was tempted, but I just don't think I'd ever get around to playing it. I really don't. It was interesting. I do like the like I say, whenever I've seen any of that Martin's done, it is inspiring. It's to see when like big mass ranks, and I'm part of the Nevermind the Bill Hooks Facebook group as well. And there's really nice stuff posted on there, but I don't know. My problem is that I do have to restrain myself, because if I pick up a book about a period of history, I want to game that, and then I think, well, who am I going to game it with? Am I going to spend, it's just a sensible approach, which I don't really like.
Talk about mass battles. Anybody watched our friend Nick, medieval wargamer chappie?
God, yeah.
His refight battle that he's been running a series of. What was it? Potiers he's done, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it literally, it looks like he's built an entire extension on his house to play it. It's on about a 25, 10-foot table or something ridiculous. And it's just wall to wall. Knights, archers. It's just
he's done a me.
So impressive.
It's got a bit crazy.
He's gone mad. I mean, I know he's absolutely crazy with his medievals, but wow, is it something to behold? I don't really care what's going on in the battle, but it's just ogling all
just awesome to look at, isn't it?
Brilliant. Yeah.
Saying it.
I think that the one time I've ever really gone like a bit over the top when buying things was years ago, when me and my mate got involved in playing 6mm Napoleonics, and I ordered. Well, he said he bought the British, and he said, right, I'll get you the French equivalent. Mm-hmm. I didn't get an of it until he brought round. He said, "Here's your army." I was joking. It was like the weight of a small car in metal. it was huge. I was like, "These are 6mm, right? They're not 60mm," because there was just bag after bag after. There must have been, I don't know how many strips. There must have been. But I only painted about 8 of them, and then gave up completely. And then I actually lost that army when I moved from my old place to here. I lost. I don't know where it is.
Oh, really? Oh my god!
Yeah,
should be able to find it. It weighs enough, doesn't it? Maybe pull.
I don't think I even brought it with me. I accidentally threw it out, but when I got here, it wasn't there. So no, 6mm French army defeated by a house move.
Maybe accidentally on purposely.
Well, I was never going to use it, let's be honest. Just painting those 6 stands broke me. I couldn't do it again. I really couldn't.
You still technically got those 6 left to do, haven't you? Got 6 guys left for your battalion for your 28mm stuff.
Yeah, so they're not getting done. Let's dabble with the truth now. They're not getting done.
I'd buy that battalion off you as well.
No, I'm actually proud of how. I mean, I do want to complete it one day. I really do. It's just it's so far down the list of priorities now.
We're reminding me 3 years.
I'll be painting my bath before I paint those.
It'll be season 8, episode 26, and it'll Steve will finally get them done. But yeah, no, guys, it is time. I'm afraid.
Is it?
It is.
That has flown by.
It is. That is the 2 hours up. It's been very interesting. So next week, gentlemen, who's hosting next week? Who's going to do it?
We'll decide. It might be me. I think it's going to be me, actually.
Yeah.
Yes,
we may have a special. Well, I think we could well have a special guest next week. So
yes.
Yeah.
We have a couple of people lined up actually.
There's a couple of special guests on the way.
So
yes. And hopefully they'll turn up this time.
Yeah, hopefully. So we hope you've enjoyed this stream, and it's been a bit nicer quality, and you can actually hear and see Steve, which is really good.
I'll sort my microphone out. I promise. I can't work out what's going on with it.
We'll sort it out. Don't worry. But guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again very soon, and bye bye for now, and take care.
Goodbye.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.